welcome. Today, we're going to talk about how Richemont accelerates insights with SAP and Google Cloud Cortex framework. My name is Allison Hetrick, Director of Solution Engineering with Google Cloud Cortex framework.
Hello, everyone. My name is Arnaud Nepple, Data Lake Team Leader at Richemont.
We're going to introduce you first to the Cortex framework, and then I'll transition it over to Arnaud, who will speak about how Richemont is taking advantage of the framework for its business initiatives. Cortex framework takes advantage of our extensive data ecosystem experience with private data sets, community data sets, as well as public data sets, and combines that together with our scalable technology building blocks such as Google BigQuery and Vertex AI to incorporate a set of reference architectures, deployment accelerators, and integration services delivered by Google along with our partners. As a framework, Cortex helps reduce risk, complexity, and cost, and it helps many customers like Richemont and others accelerate their business outcomes. Most importantly, Cortex provides that foundation and launchpad for innovation. Let's take a closer look at the Cortex framework and help you understand some of the essential elements of the framework itself. First and foremost, Cortex has a foundation that starts with templates and content and predefined models available in Google BigQuery. Along with those models, we include analytics dashboard samples and content, as well as AI ML model examples and application layer templates for data sharing and microservices enablement. Cortex provides a foundation to help you get started and, most importantly, accelerate your journey with data analytics so that you can deliver on analytical insights across a variety of different line of business as well as industry-focused scenarios. And Cortex Foundation can help partner solutions more rapidly enable their data into their respective offerings and platforms. Cortex today provides many with the flexibility as well as the ability to reduce the time, effort, and cost to implement. So what's inside the Cortex framework? Cortex Foundation and the predefined models with Google BigQuery will support a variety of data sets, including SAP ERP, Salesforce, as well as public data sets, including Google Trends, weather data, and more, as well as interoperability for data and partner data sets and data sharing through the Analytics Hub. With all of the richness of the data sets available with Cortex Foundation, many customers choose Cortex to embark on their data analytics initiatives. And with that, we'll spend time today talking about one of our customers, Richemont, and how they're accelerating insights with the Cortex framework. So with that, I'll turn it over to Arnaud to speak further about their experience with Cortex and some of the advantages and benefits they've been able to achieve with the Cortex framework.
Thank you very much, Alison. Let me briefly introduce Richemont. At Richemont, our portfolio includes Maison delivering exceptional products and services around jewelry, specialist watchmakers, fashion and accessories. Our headquarters are based in Geneva, Switzerland, and we employ more than 35,000 people all around the world, especially in Europe, where we centralized our manufacturing. Let's go directly to our use case. Here, our Maison Cartier, one of our Maisons, is challenging us on two aspects: how to improve the data freshness for data coming from SAP in order for them to take operational decisions in BigQuery. And more on the tech side, IT side, how can we improve the way we develop and the way we transform, modelize those SAP data in BigQuery. And this is exactly here where Cortex is a real game changer for us. Here you can see a supply chain use cases. We are talking about modules around procurement, distribution, stocks. And for who you know a bit SAP, the background is quite complex if we are talking about SAP raw tables. We are talking about a lot of tables, a lot of flow to ingest, and even the standard code or the standard left join are quite complex to build. And here, Cortex is a really game changer because it will allow you with this open source concept to download all the, let's say, SAP use cases and SAP business contents that will prevent you to develop from scratch all the flow, all the tables with the standard codes and standard structure and standard left joins. Here is a simplified flow using Cortex from SAP data. Kind of classic, Cortex contains a data foundation layer, kind of integration layer, where you will be able to download all the data structures and by one click or two clicks to plan and apply and simply load the data from SAP into those already prepared structure table. Then a second layer for enriched data will contain standard code with standard left joins that SAP is using in the source. We are still in BigQuery, so we can have, if we want an extra layer, in order to add, for example, filtered data, we can put our IAM and security layer, and we can also add all our specifics. Very important for whom use SAP. We know that at source we have a lot of specifics, and those specifics must be reflected into BigQuery. And this is exactly where the open source concept of Cortex is quite useful, because accessing all the code, it's really easy to add your specific cases, specific rules, in order to deliver the data to our Maison Cartier and the other Maison. I confirm that this Cortex project has been a success thanks to the collaborative effort that we did with Google and Cartier on business side. We are starting with workshops in July, talking about the business use case, a very important step. We went through the project setup, data ingestion, very important data model and pipelines, where Google helped us to change the code on Cortex in order to add our business needs and standard left joins, production preparation, test, and I can confirm that we are going into production with this solution during this month. Outcome. So I confirm here that using Cortex, we have been able to ingest data from SAP into BigQuery, into already prepared pipelines. We did not build any new flow from scratch. We have been able to enrich those data with our specific, thanks to the open source concept. We have been able to add our specific layer to contain our IAM, our security, and also our filters. And today, Cartier is able to retrieve those data live or micro batch in order to take their operational decision in BigQuery on their side. Lesson learned. I can confirm that ingesting data from SAP is challenging. Very important aspect is to take into consideration as soon as possible the separation of the Cortex standard and your specific. Then, from my point of view, really important to be focused on the use cases. It's a wrong situation, wrong path to take, let's say, trying to ingest all the data from SAP into BigQuery. But by really being specific on our use cases, we have been really able to achieve what the business was needed. Here, I hope you enjoy. Over to you, Alison.
Thanks so much, Arnaud. What's really exciting about some of the experiences that Arnaud has shared with how Cortex has benefited Richemont is that it's truly delivered on the ability to reduce risk, complexity, and what we hope will ultimately be cost, not only for Richemont, but for many of our other clients that are taking advantage of our templates, content, and data solutions. Cortex Framework will help you not only accelerate business outcomes, but it will also benefit as that launch pad for innovation. Its flexibility, its extensibility to be enhanced and taken advantage of for a variety of different use cases is really part of the value of what Cortex can bring. So how do you take advantage of Cortex? You can learn more about it on our website at cloud.google.com/solutions/Cortex. You can also engage with our team. We're interested in learning more about your initiative and your projects and your use cases and helping you to get started in that way. And last but not least, you can get started with Cortex today and get hands-on with the Data Foundation content. So feel free to check out the content available on GitHub. I'd like to thank you for your time today. Most importantly, I'd like to thank Arnaud from Richemont for sharing their experiences with the Google Cloud Cortex framework.